Member for Coquitlam, Millardville.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Jewish community around the world is celebrating Passover this week. It's an 8-day holiday remembering and celebrating the Israelites' release from slavery in Egypt in the 13th century BCE. It is the founding story, or the origin story, for the Jewish people. It's a holiday that celebrates freedom, freedom from slavery, freedom from oppression. More importantly, it's a holiday that acknowledges that none of us are free unless all of us are free. Every year we gather for Passover seders or orderly meals where we eat special foods, read from the Haggadah, the telling of the story of our exodus from Egypt. This year was a very hard year to celebrate this holiday, Mr. Speaker, with over 130 Israeli hostages being held by Hamas, Israeli civilians who are sons and daughters, grandparents, and even 2 babies. At our Seder, we acknowledge that the people in Gaza are also not yet free to live in peace, free from the oppressive Hamas regime, a terrorist organization committed to the annihilation of Israel and of Jews. During our Seder, we also acknowledge others who are not yet free, the people of Ukraine, Sudan, Afghanistan, Iran, and so many other regimes that are hurting people. During my visit to Israel last week, as I sat with others visiting from British Columbia, we waited and waited for the hundreds of drones fired by the Iranian regime towards civilians in Israel, listening for the siren that would tell us whether we had to run for the bomb shelter. I thought, this is no way to live. This isn't freedom. Here in Canada, we have such privilege to live without fear of rockets. We have a robust democracy to vote governments in or out as we see fit. We can even criticize our governments without fearing for our lives. But these days, as a Jew in the diaspora here in Canada, I find myself being under attack for being Jewish, not unlike drones unleashed seeking its target. I've come across graffiti in my community calling for the death to Jews. I've received a death threat for being Jewish. I've had mobs accusing me of apartheid, genocide, and ethnic cleansing because I am Jewish. This year, Passover was very different. For the first time in my life, I am asking myself what many Canadian Jews are asking. Are we really free to be who we are? Because it certainly doesn't feel that way. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.